So we are one step closer to the final sentencing of singer/rapper Tory Lanez. And yesterday was a full day of a lot of things that came out, including Iggy Azalea writing a letter in defense of Tory, and now her backpedaling on that defense publicly. And Megan Thee Stallion is talking about how she has not had one night of peace
Hell no.
since this incident. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So don't forget, we will be live later today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST for our Tuesday takeover, where we talk about a variety of pop culture news, but also reality TV and reality TV news. We will talk briefly about this whole Tory Lanez situation, but as you know, Tory Lanez has been sitting in jail. I was about to say rotting, but sitting in jail for the Megan Thee Stallion incident that happened a few years ago at this point. And you know, there have been a lot of people, especially in the fandom, back and forth. I saw one of the blogs, I think the Neighborhood Talk, posting a woman talking about how she took off from work and she's mad at Megan Thee Stallion because she had to take off from work to support Tory. Okay, girl. Look, it happens. We talk about it in the reality space. We talk in the pop culture space. These fans, you don't know these people. So anyways, I want to talk a little bit about Iggy Azalea, because Iggy Azalea, who would have thought that we'd be talking about her, first of all, anything related. And yesterday, our friends over at Megan Thee, she's a legal journalist. I know Tory tried to make it seem like she's not a real journalist and people should not pay attention to what she's saying when she's one of the most fair in regards to the reporting of the situation, because she is an actual legal journalist. So a lot of people have been citing her for her coverage of this case because she's in the courtroom. So Iggy Azalea. So first of all, you may recall that several months ago, before he was even convicted, Iggy Azalea and Tory Lanez, there were rumors that they were dating, and then there were rumors that they were working on music together and maybe that he was going to produce her next project. Okay? When he was sentenced, because as I was Googling Schmoogling, because I was like, let me make sure I know the history of their relations. Okay? And when I say relations, maybe romantic relationship or business relationship. Then I found this article from our friends over at Showbiz, and they said Iggy Azalea unfollows Tory Lanez after he's found guilty of the Megan Thee Stallion shooting. Yet she's writing this character letter to the judge. So yesterday, Megan Thee wrote on her Twitter. She said, "All right, we are on the 90-minute break. Judge Hereford got 70 letters of support for Tory Lanez, including one from Iggy Azalea. He briefly summarized each one. Two jailers wrote letters. One spoke in court. Lanez's father, Sunstar president, you remember him, Peterson, was the last speaker before the break. So although the letter wasn't read at length in court, according to our friends over at Pop Craze, Iggy's letter reportedly asked the judge to impose a sentence that, quote, that is transformational, not life-destroying. As I said before, from what we heard, these two were supposedly supposed to work on a project together. And as you know, Iggy's career has been non-existent really at this point for a while. And Tory, no matter how you feel about him, he still had a very thriving career. So collaborating with him would mean something major for her own career. So you can read in between the lines why her intentions might be a little biased. Or she could just really support him. Maybe. Well, now she's backtracking because it doesn't look good for Tory right now. And it especially does not look good for her, especially when it comes to her fans turning on her. So Iggy posted on her social media saying this, a few different points. She says, for the record, one, I have not been in touch with Tory for months. Of course, he's in jail. And she unfollowed him after he was sentenced. She says, I have not been in touch with Tory for months. I have no reason to be, but I do wish him well. Two, I don't support anyone. The whole thing is full of oddities. My letter never mentioned anything in regards to what happened that night. 3, I was told this was for the judge only, so she didn't think that this would get out to the public. Yet it's being discussed in public, ? I never intended to publicly comment. 4, I am not in support of throwing away anyone's life if we can give reasonable punishments that are rehabilitative. Instead, I support prison reform, period. 5, I was asked to write about my genuine experience and type of punishment I think he deserves. I did. It's not really that interesting, but I understand why it's being sensationalized. I think Iggy has her own intentions. It wouldn't be the first time she's aligned herself with the culture in order to advance her career. Period. Moving on, Megan Thee Stallion, the person that really is at the heart of this story, the victim of this whole situation, she is speaking out in court in regards to this whole situation and sentencing. So our friends over at TMZ write this: Megan Thee Stallion is still reeling from the Tory Lanez incident. She says that she can't bring herself to be in the same room as him and hasn't found peace. The Savage rapper was not in court on Monday for Tory's sentencing, despite prosecutors hinting otherwise. But she did provide a statement that was read in court, and it was emotional. Meg says that she has struggled with showing up to court because she couldn't bring herself to be anywhere near Tory. And you know, she did show up to court during the whole trial. Megan says that she hasn't had a moment of peace since the July 2020 incident. And she ripped Tory, accusing him of making a mockery of her emotional trauma, treating it like a joke, and refusing to take accountability. Megan says that Tory is blaming everyone but himself. She says that he tried to blame the system, but now is blaming his childhood trauma. And she says that if he had ever shown contrition, she may have been able to heal her emotional wounds sooner. Tory was expected to be sentenced on Monday, but the hearing ran over time and will pick up today. Look, we're not going to go through all of the things that are happening in this case. If we did, I'm sure when you follow the trial, you're like, what in the hell? This is part of the reason why people follow real journalists like Megan Kunith on social media. But Megan shares her thoughts in regards to some of the BS on her social media yesterday. And she said this: there's so much BS spewed about this case, it's hard to know where to start. But here's the dumbest thing that I found: the claim that a doctor who treated Megan has ties to Roc Nation. Sidebar, you remember when Tory was convicted and his father was outside screaming, talking about Roc Nation? Yeah. So she says, what the F? What made up dots did the idiots feebly connect to try to justify telling that lie? She continues. She says, it turns out the doctor's father died in Ohio a few years ago, and his online obituary says that he was a volunteer with the local United Way. Megan and Jay-Z had done stuff with United Way, so some moron concluded the doctor is tied to Roc Nation through United Way. She says, no, I'm not kidding. Someone made a YouTube video acting like it was some sort of society-shaking discovery, and it got a bunch of views. Various idiots continue to repeat this lie with eye-rolling regularity. This is the level of discourse we get with the Tory Lanez case. And that has been, look, when we covered we didn't cover the nitty-gritty of this case, but we covered you the highlights like we're doing now. And just the comment section, but we've seen this with Tory Lanez, and as I said recently, we've seen this with Bill Cosby, we've seen this with so many different people, and people have a right to their opinions. I just wish people would base their opinions more on factual information than just random conspiracy theories like the one I just told you. And another reminder, and we were just saying this yesterday, you don't know these people. It's one thing to support them, love their music, but you don't know these people. You don't know how they are behind the scenes. And also, you were not there the night of the incident. Guys, we're going to continue to follow this case. I'm sure at some point today, we will have a answer to how many years Tory Lanez will be facing in prison. Right now, the prosecutors are asking for 13 years. We shall see how much of that or not of that he will get. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.